Howdy, who all my stock market gamblers? Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. So glad you're here. What do we got going on? Well, the S&P, right? They pushed that up to a new record high. Now, I think it can still go a little bit higher from here, maybe 6,300, maybe even 6,400. It's not going to be a straight line. You're going to get some pullbacks, push it back up, pull back, push it back up. But I think it's going to end around 63, 6,400. I don't think the Russell's going to make a new high. You can follow the Russell, the IWM, and as that gets closer to a high, that's going to be the end for the S&P also. That's just my take. Moon boys think we're going to go up forever, but it's a very fascinating time right now as to what's going on. You see, to keep the markets going up higher, they're going to have to continue to print money and continue to tell you that they're going to lower rates. Now, maybe they have to lower rates to do it, but maybe just the thought of lowering rates can push the market up higher. But here's the thing. They're on a collision course right now. You see, they got to print more money and they got to lower rates. Now, that lowering rates is on the short end. That's the 2-year, that's the 1 year, that's the 6 month. Now, what's happening to the long end? It's going up. It continues to go higher and higher. The 10-year, it's going to reach 5%, probably going to go above 5% if the markets continue to go up. If the markets continue to go up, the rates are going to continue to go up on the long end. Now, why is the market going up? The market's going up because they're printing money, right? Market's going up because they think they're going to reduce the interest rate on the shorter end, but the long end's going to keep climbing until the market breaks, until the market drops by 20%, until the housing market breaks by 20, 30%. The long end of the curve is going to keep going up, which means your mortgage rate is going to keep going up. So they're on a collision course right now. We'll see how high they can push it. We'll see how high you can get the interest rates up, but one of them is going to break, and I think it's going to be the stock market, the housing market first, and then the bond market. The rates will start to come down. As the money leaves the stock market, money leaves the housing market, it'll probably flow in temporarily into the bond market. Now, the gold market's really where you want to be, but that might come down also. You see, here's the thing. I'm a little worried about gold, and let me tell you why. Harry Dent, he's a great economist. I like Harry, very smart man. Just never gets anything really right. He's been calling for gold to drop to $1,000. Well, I'm reading his newsletter this week, and he's optimistic on gold. He's turned into a gold bull. Now, that's really frightening, but then I went on to read the newsletter, and really all he's doing is pitching a gold company, and so he's got to be positive on gold, or the company won't pay him. They won't have him as an affiliate. So Harry's kind of sold out a little bit, and now he's bullish gold, which makes me nervous. You know, he's been a bear on gold for the last 20 years almost, right? And I mean, for the last 20 years, gold has gone up basically 9% a year, compounded, right? It's gone up twice as much as bonds have gone up. And that's why you actually see these central banks around the world. These central banks around the world used to buy our bonds. They used to have them as their collateral, right? But now they're selling the bonds, and they've gone down from over 80%, about 85%, all the way down to only 56%. Now, what they replace the bonds with? They replace the bonds with 1 billion ounces of gold. Central banks own well over 1 billion ounces of gold. That's what they've replaced the bonds with. You see, they're trying to get out of the US dollar, out of the bonds, and they're replacing it with gold because they know the reset's company, and all the central banks, every central bank has an account for gold revaluation. They're going to revalue gold at some level. Nobody knows what the level is yet. A lot of people are saying $30,000, $40,000. Maybe that's crazy. I don't think 10,000 is crazy though. And 5,000, I think, is in the bag, right? I mean, that's going to happen just by the dollar losing value, you see. But there's going to be a reset coming. Can't say that word here on the YouTube. They will take away my subscribers. Took away 100 subscribers in the last month, right? Just because I like to talk about these things, because I like to give you the truth. But there's going to be a reset. It's going to reset against gold. A lot of people think it's going to reset against, they think it's going to reset against maybe Dogecoin, right? Now that Donald's in there, but he's got his own coin. Maybe Trump coin. Maybe we reset against Fart coin. A lot of people claim that Bitcoin's going to be the reset because the U.S. is going going to start buying it up here at $110,000, $120,000. The plan is to sell the gold that the U.S. doesn't have. U.S. doesn't have any gold. They can't prove it. My guess is it's already gone. They say we have 8,000 tons of gold, but I think it's already gone. But their plan is to sell that and buy Bitcoin. That way the taxpayer can be the bag holder when Bitcoin loses 80%. Now, I love Bitcoin. I know I get the hate comments, but I actually do love Bitcoin. I think it's going to 120,000 before we get that pullback started. Now, it's funny. It's funny. Okay, so the Doge Boys, they're just started, right? They just starting out, and well, they come out, and one of their first things that they're doing is they're getting rid of the penny. You know, you have a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter. Yeah, well, they're getting rid of the penny. The penny's going to be no more. Now, why is it? Well, it's because the dollar is the new penny, right? So we don't really need the penny. A dollar has lost 99%, so it really has the purchasing power of a penny. So we're going to do away with the penny. Now, if the Doge Boys were smart, they just do away with the dollar completely, and we go back on the gold standard where you had real money. Now, where did the problem start, right? Well, the problem started, we got to go all the way back to 1971. Now, 1971, I think it was August 15th or something. Anyways, Nixon came out on TV and told us we're going off the gold standard. Now, it's just temporary, right? He was going to put us back on the gold standard, but we never really got there, did we? So in 1971, we came off the gold standard. That was the tipping point for the dollar. Now, what happened? Well, they sent Kissinger over to Saudi Arabia, and they said, hey, you guys sell a lot of oil around the world. How about we make a deal with you? We'll protect you if you only take dollars for your oil. You only take dollars for oil, we'll give you our protection. And that's what brought on the petrodollar, which kept the dollar propped up. You see, went off the gold standard, and then the petrodollar came out to keep the dollar propped up so people would have confidence in the dollar. People would keep using the dollar. Well, now the petrodollar, it's gone, right? I mean, you can buy oil in any currency, really. So that's pretty much gone. You see, what they figured out is we can't protect ourselves, let alone protect them. So why the heck don't they just sell oil in any currency that's out there? And you got the BRICS coming out. A lot of people laugh at the BRICS, and, maybe the BRICS doesn't work, but the whole concept is that you got, 60% of the world that doesn't want to use the dollar anymore. Now, Donald, he's going to put tariffs on anyone that doesn't use the dollar. Now, shouldn't we just make the dollar strong so that people want to use it, as opposed to threatening them with 100% tariff if they don't use our dollar for trade anymore? You see, the dollar's going to go away. I guarantee it's going away. All fiat currency goes away. I mean, that's just what happens to fiat currency. It's not backed by anything. Now, if you had a currency backed by gold never goes away. Been around for thousands and thousands of years. Not going to go anywhere. So that would always have value if you could convert it to the gold. But a fiat dollar, no value. 100% of them go to zero, right? And this dollar's, it went from a dollar purchasing power. I guess we'll call it 2 cents left, right? So you have 2 cents of purchasing power left. And so eventually that you're going to lose that too. I think it's already at zero. But as long as people still have confidence, some businesses continue to take the dollar, well, it'll stick around for a little while longer. But a lot of countries, you see, they say that the dollar is very strong because it's strong against their currency. You see, strong against other currencies doesn't mean it's strong in purchasing power. Lost about 99% of its purchasing power already. But I do find that funny. The Doge Boys, now they're getting rid of the penny. There's going to be no more pennies. Now, when I was younger, right, pennies were made with real copper, right? Well, the copper became worth more than the penny. The copper became worth 3 cents, and the penny was only a penny. So what happened? People were hoarding them. You couldn't find pennies anywhere, right? Well, anyways, they started making it out with very different metal that's not worth anything. So then the penny came back, right? But they're not copper pennies anymore. And now maybe pennies get real scarce again because people be hoarding them once they know they're going out of circulation. They're not going to be around anymore. They'll be a collector item, kind of like the Trump meme coin. You just want to get that before they sell out of them. Oh, they can't sell out of them. I forget about that. It's a digital coin. It's a meme coin, and you can get one. I think they're still under $40. Well, don't you want to run out, get some of those? I mean, it's going going up faster than that Bitcoin's going up. You might want to get one of those Trump meme coins. Maybe you're a Melania fan. Get a Melania coin. Get one of each. And I don't know. They can't hold them. I guess you could look at them on your computer screen side by side. But anyways, they're coming out with all these different coins doing away with the penny. Now, I think they'll do away with all change, and I think they'll do away with the dollar itself. You see, the dollar itself is the new penny, but the problem is it takes 3 cents to print the dollar. It's on paper and it takes 3 cents to print. Now, the thing is, it takes the same amount of money to print the $1 as it does to print the $100, right? 3 cents, 3 cents. And that's what they're both going to be worth. They're both going to be worth the same. The dollar and the 100 going to be worth the same, which is 0 cents. But the dollar's going away, right? They're going to bring in that central bank digital currency. Right now, they're beating the dollar over the head, right? I mean, it's like beating a dead horse, trying to get it to run. Come on, we got to get some more out of this dollar. Well, you see, now what really happened to the system? The system, you see, the tipping point for the dollar was back in 1971, but the system itself went down. System failed 2008, right? The great financial crisis. Now, what's happened since? When I say the system's failed, I mean, it doesn't work anymore, right? I mean, it's all we've done is print $30 trillion, 30 trillion. We're 37 trillion in debt, but we were already like 7 or 8 trillion in debt then, but we printed another 30 trillion. And then the balance sheet on the Fed was like another 8 or 9 trillion. So all we've done is just beat this dead horse. Horse is dead. Horse died 2008. Horse is dead, but we're beating it. We're trying to get it to run still. Look, I'm impressed with how far they've got this down the road, right? 2008, where we at 2025. I mean, that's 17 years. 17 years we've been able to keep the dead system alive. But what's it done? It's wiped out the middle class, destroyed the poor. The homeless population has increased 10, 20, 30-fold. It's just terrible. We got to get rid of the system, start over. Go back to sound money where you work for a wage and you get paid in real money, right? Right now, wages not keeping up with inflation. Inflation's still running hot. They say 3%, I see 8%, but your wages aren't running hot. Your wages are kind of flatlining. So your wages aren't keeping up with inflation. People getting really sad because those eggs, man, those eggs are getting expensive, right? People can't afford food. It's really sad. So they're trying to wipe out the poor. They're trying to well, they've already wiped out the middle class. But they're trying to just, keep the system alive until they're ready for a reset. Don't say that word. Until they're ready to do it, right? Till they get that central bank digital currency ready. Till they get whatever they swap us into, right? But it's kind of like they're going to lop off the zeros. That's what they do. The $100 becomes $10. The dollar goes away. Just like the penny. The penny's already going away. Taking it out of circulation. Doge Boy's coming in. They're going to take the dollar out of circulation soon. Soon the $20. Soon the $100. Now, it's weird. We used to have $1,000 bills, even 5,000 and 10,000. You don't see those anymore now. As you'd think, as inflation's more and more, that they would print some of those bills. And I think they'll bring those bills back, right? 5,000, 10,000, that Zimbabwe, we could print, $1 trillion notes. And maybe we do that here again. But what happened? Why'd they take away the 5,000 to 10,000? No, I'm not really sure. I think a lot of them thought it was for drug traffickers use those bills and they didn't want the large denominations anymore. They do still exist. Have you ever seen a $1,000 bill? What about a $10,000 bill? Have you ever seen one? Oh, they're awesome. Yeah, I don't have any, but I've seen one, right? Okay, they're still out there. They're still legal tender. You can use those, right? But anyways, they're all probably going to get replaced with one of those Trump coins, right? Maybe Trump, his picture will be on all of our dollars. I don't know. Maybe Melania. Melania looks a lot better than the Donald. I'd rather have her picture on it. But that coin is to the moon, right? I mean, all those Bitcoiners sell your Bitcoin. Buy that Trump meme coin. Oh, I'm joking, of course, right? I mean, everybody can criticize there. It's kind of funny, though. You get these meme coins and they just take off and people get rich and then people buy them up here and those people get poor when they go to zero. I think Bitcoin's going to break a lot of hearts. I really do. A lot of people are betting big on that. I mean, Michael Saylor, he's got his whole life, his whole career at stake, but he's not alone. A lot of people, because he told everybody, sell your house, get into Bitcoin. So far, he's a magician. So far, he's right. He's found found the one asset that never goes down in price. It's a beautiful thing. Only goes higher and higher and higher until it takes I don't know, a million, a billion, a trillion. I don't know what a Bitcoin's going to hit because the dollar's going to zero. So it's denominated in dollars. Does that mean it's at zero also? Maybe it does. Get some real money. That's why I tell people, get some gold, get some silver. Silver's still cheap, around $30. You want to pick some up while it's down here. I'm telling you, that's most manipulated, and they manipulate it lower, and that's good for you and me. It's good for you and me that people go out and buy the Bitcoin, keep the gold and silver cheap for us so we can keep stacking, because this thing's going to blow, and it's not that far away. We're on a collision course, right? That long bond, watch the long bond, it keeps going up, and they're going to lower the short bond. It's a collision course. Something's going to give. Think the stock market, but we'll probably get to 63, 6,400 on the S&P first. We'll see how it plays out. I'm Tall Mike. You like the stuff? Give me the thumbs up. Punch that subscribe button. I lost 100 subscribers just in the last month just because I talk about stuff that they don't want you to hear about. Bye-bye now.